It's Bristol, baby. Milty, you ready?
Ready,
Lost Milty.
Freddy.
Hey, everybody. FSB Racing Live, Friday night Winston Cup action. I'm your host, Shawn Reap, with my partner in crime, Milt Minter Jr. up in the booth. And we're pretty stoked. First time taking Friday night series to Bristol, flying a jet fighter in a gymnasium, racing in a blender, high banks, high speed for a short track. Gotta love it. And we got Ken Shea back again this week in the 91 car, taking the pole, and Jordan McGregor making his first start in, I believe he's a returning FSB driver from before my time. The other guys who've been around for a while seem to know him, but there he is in the 30 car, starting on the outside pole. So, looking for good things. He's got the Rusty Wallace colors tonight, too. In fact, there he goes by the start-finish line.
Rusty Walrus.
Yeah, he's got the Rusty Wallace colors at Bristol. That's a good combo. So look for good things out of Mr. McGregor there. Dennis Chambers continues his torrid pace since joining us, starting 10th. I'm starting the 10 car, third place rather. Mark DeSenza qualifies for a change, starts 4th. Isaac Johnson 5th. Ken Hansen 6th. Bill Yarborough in the 54. Rick Bisconner in the 109. Will Farmer in the 95, and Rick Castle in the 124, rounding out your top 10. And you got series admin 59, Ryan Johnson. The 06 series sponsor, Bill Farmer. Pops Margison starts lucky 13th. Slim Jim Gately in the 23 starts 14th. Bob Dixon in the 43. Jeff Abick in the 101. Dan Jones in the 007. And fellow Canadian to Dan Jones, John Doucette in the 6 car starts 18th. Your last car to turn a qualifying lap time. There goes John on the bottom of the screen. Brian Lamb. Haven't seen him on the track on a Friday night for a while. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he starts at your first provisional starter there, 19th. Chet Barkin with the Petty Machine, number 68. John the Dog Palmer, and Brad Otto bringing up the rear in the 31 car. Thanks everybody checking in there in chat. It looks like we got Lori Aguirre. I hope I'm saying your name right. Checking in, rooting for Dog tonight. Call him Uncle Dog.
Uncle Dog.
Uncle Dog, so that must be his niece. Barrett McKay, Dan Irvine. Dan, what are you doing out there instead of on the track, man? You still, well, you missed qualifying. You can't get out there now. Oh well. But yeah, I'm glad everybody's checking in there. And yeah, so short track racing, high banks. Not a lot of tire wear here, but you still want to make them last the time. There's not time fall off, but there's tire wear that you have to manage if you want to get the pit sequence just right. You can go 100 laps. I did it on Tuesday night in the chicken run, ran the full length, 1 tank of fuel. I sputtered across the line, but you got to make the tires last that long. So it should be interesting to see who can make it. Oh, you got my baseball buddy Dean Stradley checking in there, Dirty Kazoo.
Right on.
So yeah, we got 200 laps here tonight. So it's possible to make this on one stop if we go green all the way. I know it sounds crazy, but it can happen at Bristol. As far as your picks tonight, Milty, who are you going to go with?
Who am I going to go with? Well,
give me your first crack, man.
Jim Ray, former owner-operator, he's got Bill Yarborough. I'm going to go with a repeat here for the 10 car, Dennis Chambers. Just impressed and qualified third, and I think he's going to make it 2 in a row.
All right, that's a strong pick. He won the chicken run on Tuesday night. I was right on his bumper. I was on fumes, but he made it. Man, it's hard to bet against Isaac Johnson at Bristol. Any short track for that matter, so I'm going to go with the 72. So there you have it. We have done our broadcaster jinx. Send all complaints to P.O. Box 1234. Oh well. FSB Racing. Yeah, 123 Whoopsie Street.
Then we got that 91 guy in the Bumblebee, Ken Shea.
Yeah, Ken Shea on the pole.
Another appearance here, and this is arguably his best track right here. So better watch out. He gets out in front and dictates the pace. It's all over. Good night, Irene.
Grid forming up here on paper. There we go. Start engines command has been given. We're about ready to turn it loose for 200 laps at my favorite track.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not in charge of all this work that you do, because like tonight, my fingers are finding the wrong keys.
Oh, you think that doesn't happen to me from time to time? How many times have I forgotten to unmute the audio coming in and stuff like that?
Beating and banging. Bristol's all about staying out of trouble.
Absolutely, that's the toughest part. Even if you stay out of trouble, trouble can find you here in a big hurry. Lap traffic will be key to getting through here, and we're underway.
Buggity, buggity, buggity! Let's go racing, boys!
Alright, Sam Young checking in the chat, picking Ken Shea. Oh, and we already have the 10 of Dennis Chambers around, and
oh, and he gets hit hard.
He collects the 109. I don't think it's going to be too much damage.
Caution is out. The ultimate power of Milty once again jinxes the 10 car.
We'll see what happened going in here. Looks like he just stopped a little more suddenly in the middle of the corner than Isaac was expecting. A little shot from the 109. I think he'll be okay, though. I think Rick Bisconner on the 109 should be okay as well. That's one of the nice things about Bristol.
Slim gets through there. Maybe a little scrape of paint.
A little scrape, but he should be okay.
Slim is looking for some good luck.
One of the nice things about Bristol is even if
to make contact, this is another race that he's unfortunately made contact with somebody, and you know, he definitely didn't want that, and now he's got one on him.
Absolutely, now he's got to run the rest of the night with one INSEE over his head, and that's pretty tough.
It just goes that way. That was definitely not something he wanted to do. It just really that first lap spacing is very critical.
Criddle. All right, I'm ringing you up for that one.
All right, criddle.
Very criddle. But as I was starting to say there, damage doesn't really matter too much here at Bristol. It's not like in the real world where if you wreck, you also got to worry about suspension damage. Most of our damage here is just either to the engine or to the body. So he should be fine from that, and so should Rick Bisconner.
Salad just got tossed right there. Whoa, ding!
Oh, jeez. That took a second to register because I forgot about his sponsor, Jim Salad, on the 10 car.
Ouch.
It's Jim's or Joe's? I'm watching him on my laptop now.
I've got such a small screen on here. The 10 car, Dennis Chambers down pit road. They're going to go ahead and probably do. They're in the back anyway. They're going to pull that fender out and see if you get 4 fresh tires here.
Yep, 4 freshies, bang the damage out. The good news is, if we do go green from here, he knows for absolutely certain he can make it on one stop from here. So that's the silver lining. He doesn't have to conserve quite as much to do that. I mean, that's a tall order with more than 20 cars around Bristol. But it can be done.
So Antonio says, go Uncle Dog. So we got multiple family members here and friends rooting for the dog.
And there is Dog in his 108.
Tonight.
Yep, he's got his AMC out there. Red, white, and blue. Hard to miss that car on the track.
And the legendary Dog on the hood.
Lights are out. And we are about ready to get back to business here.
Been texting me a lot about the crazy hot weather up there in the Northeast.
And we're back to green. Oh, we got the 31 of Brad Otto down on the apron on the restart. I think maybe because he was in the turn and he started in a low gear, he just shot him down there. That can happen. The high banks and the concrete surface. Oh, we got the 101 of Jeff Habak around on the front stretch. No caution thus far. Still no caution.
Gets going, and the 10 is taking a good look at the dog. Dennis Chambers trying to get back up to the front. And
Dennis
he makes
Chambers
a move down low on
work.
dog, and dog lets him by there. Good move. He knows Dennis is fast.
Yeah, Kim Wright checking in there. Towers' girlfriend there. Sorry about that, Kim. Hopefully he can dig in, stay on the lead lap, and get back to it there. Not sure exactly what sent him around.
Bristol is tough. The track can send you around.
Yeah, this place is a blender. As I said in the lead-in, this is my absolute favorite track. It's one that I took to naturally, but not everybody does. Not everybody likes it. You can see right here the 30 car who I'm following, the 30 of Jordan McGregor here. He runs the line that I do. Look how he goes in low, pushes up, comes back down, the double apex, the diamond, the corner.
Big gap between those leaders and back to Slim Jim Gately. B9. I think Slim's taking it easy. We know what he can do here on any short track, especially here. I think he's biding his time. Ryan Johnson behind him seems a little tight. Pointing like a tiger. Rick Castle doing well, staying with that group behind Will Farmer, Kachinga. Fans are out for the Coors car. Habak down low, running slow, letting all the leaders by.
Yeah, he's really pulling way out of the way there. I wonder if he doesn't have a problem after that spin. Maybe it was caused by a gear failure or something.
Bill Yarbrough lost a little bit of touch there with the 3 car. But he's in the place he normally is comfortable running, and that's in the top 5 early. Just keeping a pace here and wants to be in this later.
And there is Bill Yarbrough in the 54 machine. With Ken Hansen right behind him.
Mark DeCinza, after some time off there, is back and really hasn't shown us the championship form that we're accustomed to. The Wrangler car is looking strong today as they go by Brad Otto.
Yeah, I was going to say, you haven't been racing him on Thursday nights.
Absolutely not, yeah.
Yeah, I have. Believe me, he hasn't missed a step. Bill Yarbrough swings way wide.
Looking strong here, veteran. First time in a while back to FSB. And the Miller genuine draft car looking good there, but Isaac looking low. Gotta be careful here, cannot make contact.
Good news for Isaac is he's pretty much locked up the championship at this point. Although Ken Hansen has picked up 5th spot from Bill Yarbrough.
Ken Shea just pacing him in that Bumblebee car there.
Yeah, we talk about Isaac Johnson as a short track specialist, but Ken Shea, that man, I think he was born on a short track.
Oh, baby! That's really pacing these guys here in the top 4 as Ken Hansen gets by Bill Yarbrough for 5th.
Now, you mentioned Isaac Johnson looking a little A little tight. I know, Isaac Johnson. Ryan Johnson looking tight. Remember, these are the truck physics. A little higher center of gravity in the Cup car, a little less horsepower. And you'll notice that Jordan McGregor especially is using that apron to turn the car on corner exit.
Oh, boy. Isaac gets on the apron, and
Yeah, Isaac's down there, too.
Bad there. Can't make the pass still.
The apron bad in, but coming off, you can actually use it to
does.
turn. Isaac will do it right there. See, it gives him that little extra turn off. He's able to stay in the gas without pushing up. And it looks like he will take the spot, and Mark DeSenza is looking to follow him through, but backs off there. Billy Arborough, after I thought he conceded that spot to the 9 car, but now he's working on the bumper of Ken Hansen, trying to get back into the top 5 there.
Yeah, he would rather follow and is comfortable with that. Whoa,
Working
boy,
around the lap car.
Down low.
Chet Barkin
That's
pushes
gonna
way
upset
up.
the 3 car there, and there could be contact there, real close. Oh, and there is contact.
And he gets around him finally, but he lost a little bit of ground to the 30 and the 72.
Yeah, I think the 68 was committed down low. Otherwise, he would have went high, but he couldn't as the freight train was coming. But good job, Lolo's drivers managing that. But that lost the 3 car some racing here.
You know, 54 is just wearing out Ken Hansen. Billy Arborough wants that spot back, and he wants it bad.
Shay with that experience, clean air, and skills. Just making short work of lap cars now. It's by Dog Palmer.
There you go, the one away to Dog Palmer falls victim to the 91. Just 31 laps in here. You can see he's already got 18th place a lap down.
Dirty Kazoo, I always called it a fishbowl, but a blender is pretty appropriate. Yes, sir.
It was true, and Rusty Wallace, one of the best that ever turned laps at this track, called it flying a jet fighter in a gymnasium.
That's putting your tender in a blender.
I remember seeing who was a NASCAR cartoonist, drew one cartoon after Bristol, after Rusty had won it again. He threw a bunch of die casts into a blender, turned it on, popped the lid off, and out comes the number 2, just driving away as you know, roll bars and engines and wheels come flying out from the other cars. How does he do that?
This Ken Shea on rails. Even with traffic, only 2/10 off his best lap. Just mowing them down. The leader has that advantage.
Yeah, Ken Shea's looking like Rusty Wallace out there right now. And I should have gone with him. Is it too late for me to switch picks?
Yes, it is.
Gosh, darn it, Milty.
You lose.
That's it. That's it. Where's the stop broadcast button? Restart.
Yes, he's affectionately called.
That's right, because you got the
hammered down.
One of those names on paper is hard to pronounce if you don't know. Skjei. Skiji or Shea.
Well, he's dictating the pace of the race and putting cars lap down.
Jordan McGregor.
He's got out.
Caution. Oh, front stretch. Ryan Johnson, Rick Bisconner.
Doesn't make it. The 72 goes barreling through, but he did get on the brakes there. Good move by Isaac Johnson. A little bit of contact for Rick Bisconner and the leader. So, who was that? Was that Bisconner that was just about to become a lap down? Who's on the lucky dog here? We got a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah, well, it looks like as cars have taken the caution, it looks like it's settled down to be the 43 of Bob Dixon.
Oh,
looks like Ryan Johnson made it across the line before the caution.
Ryan Johnson on 2 wheels doing the Joey Chitwood.
Meanwhile, I got the replay up over here. Looks like the 68 of Chet Barkin.
Oh boy, they're a little confused here now.
68 of Chet Barkin pushed up.
Okay, sorry.
Ryan Johnson got into him, and then it was just big ol' pile up. Ken Shea just stops wisely.
Dixon in the 109 decided to stay out because they didn't want to lose a lap.
Alright, watch this move for the 72 here.
We're going to have to sort this out. Very easy to get, and Chet Barkin got loose in front of Ryan Johnson there. Oh, and Bob Dixon just couldn't get a turn there. He was slowing down, but
yeah, we're on board with Isaac Johnson. Look right here, off to his right side. There's the 91. There's the leader, Ken Shea, stopped. Here's Isaac Johnson in second place, and what does he do? Down to the apron, drives through the carnage, takes the lead.
Very nice move. Under control.
Yeah, a little risky, but he had the window.
Well, he's
Isaac Johnson is now retired.
Whoa. What the heck happened there?
Manually disconnected. I don't know.
Wow. What the heck happened there?
I wonder
the end of longest line, so somehow he didn't get lined up right. The 6 end of longest line, that was what I was about to say, was when you got cars lapped down and cars crashing at the start-finish line, the world, as Barrett McKay is saying, what in the world gets turned upside down. If these guys don't get lined up, they get penalized, and we're seeing that so far. Bill Farmer, the 9 of Ken Hansen, end of longest line. Bam!
Those could have been pit road speeding penalties, too.
They could have.
Real easy to do here. It's a very, very long... 35 agonizing, almost a full lap around here. You come in and... Yeah, you come in off turn 2, and you come out in turn 1. So it's almost a full lap in the pits here. Yeah, Dennis Chambers up to 11th.
But now he's got to end the longest line, so... And we got green flag racing here again.
John Doucette in the 6 goes down. Oh, John Doucette's got a... Oh, he's got a death penalty. Oh, he got a passing under yellow, and he's down pit road now to serve that.
And he will go maybe 2 laps down.
He will go... I'm thinking 3 laps or more. He's already 1 down. Oh, that is just deadly here at Bristol. And with so many cars going a lap down all night, it's going to be very difficult for him to make those up with a lucky dog.
Ted Shea's like, where's Isaac? But you know what? Okay, but he's still got that guy in the 3 there, and Kachinga's moved up there. Where's Kachinga's fan group tonight? Usually talking all kinds of trash. Bill Warmer, the stud in all these other games that he plays also. Of course, this is a simulation, ladies and gentlemen.
I see John Doucette coming out just there. Man, this is gonna be, like I said, brutal for him.
Bad. Did Shea in first, and now the 3 with a little bit of distance, and
Brian Lamb never made the grid. I don't see him on the track.
No, he didn't.
He turned to qualifying time, didn't he?
Yep.
Wonder what happened there.
Bob Dixon in 12th, trying to stay on the lap there with damage. I imagine they got fixed. They stayed out. But he is definitely a lap down. Bill Yarbrough, the ever steady and the real tree Chevrolet, up to 4th. Rick Castle, solid 5th. Been in that top 5 all night. Here comes that man, mama. Slim Jim Gately. Snap yourself into a Slim Jim. Pops a lap down and with damage. 7th. Bond James Bond. Dan Jones. Jordan McGregor. In 8th. Man, track position really hurt him. But he has a good car and a long way to go. 9th, Dennis Chambers. In the longest line. Wrecked the first lap. And still fighting strong. Knowing what this guy's got. The winner from last week. It's a real deal.
I'm right on board with Slim Jim right now as he tries to work on Rick Castle on the 124.
The professor.
Sounds like he's having a little trouble getting back to throttle through these corners. Unusual for Slim.
Yeah, he breezes that yellow line coming out of 3 there. 1 or 2 a little bit different.
Yeah, that was much smoother that time by. You see, he's also running the double apex line like I described to. You come in, you clip the first apex, drift up in the middle.
Clip the second.
Take a second set, hammer off, clip in the second apex. Diamonding the corner.
Easy to say, hard to do.
It is. It's a very subtle thing.
It's a good setup, but you do have steering ratio changes you can make.
And people can also adjust, the way they approach it. I know Slim is a braker.
I'm not saying Brad has a problem. He definitely does. He is really struggling out there.
Yeah, I know that Slim likes to brake at Bristol. I like to let off. I like to lift right about the Bristol ball. As we're riding with Slim, you see right about there. That's where I'm off. And you can hear his motor's carrying it deeper.
No brakes, just lift.
Yep, and then right about
Keep
here.
your foot right next to the brake in case you need to. Keep your foot there just in case you need to lay on it a hair. Make sure you don't get in the car, but you're lifting and rolling and pounding it.
Yeah, I'm listening to him. He's definitely braking. He's lifting about the next tail cup sign there on the wall, which means he's got to be braking it.
And that's more dictated to when you're following cars.
Let's move over
When
to
you're
Ken
talking
Shea's
braking,
machine.
if you're talking braking, it's just barely laying your foot on the brake. You don't want to lose that momentum. You want that car to push down on that right front and turn the car.
Well, let's listen to Ken Shea as he drives around here. Clear track ahead of him. He's got a comfortable lead.
16.679 for Slim Jim Gately. Let's see what our leader is doing.
Listen to how much smoother his engine sound is. It just rolls out and rolls on. So I think he's lifting as well.
He's lifting and just lifting real early and keeping it down lower. He's not diamonding the corner as much. He's taking that lower entry and lifting earlier and slowly. Yeah, there's a little bit of diamond there. Well, actually, it is all a diamond. You can't stay. You don't want to be in the center of the corner next to that line because you don't get a good exit.
Of course, nowadays, with what things they've done with the progressive banking and grinding the different lanes at Bristol, everybody's just slammed up in that second lane.
But this is not that track.
This is not that track. School. This is classic Bristol.
Somewhere around 215 wins I've had in this league. I've only got one here, and that's in a sportsman race, not Pro Cup. And that was from training from Slim Jim Gately. Just learning how to not overdrive. My tendency was always, you see, the guys that are going backwards are using that right front up. The smoothness is everything. Very difficult. Brad Otto gets past again, and he enters pit road.
I was fortunate enough to rack up a Truck Series win here, where I led flag to flag. The race went green all the way, and I never even surrendered the lead on pit stops. Which is...
Mark DeCenzo losing a 10th a lap there.
I was amazed that it went green all the way in the first place. Just like I was talking about on the lead in there, everybody ended up having to pit before halfway, but I took care of the right front, split it nice and even, and that's what I was looking for people to do tonight, if they could go green all the way, but so far we've had the 2 cautions.
But we got the best of the rest here, and that's Kachinga, Phil Warmer, and Yarborough Castle, and Slim Jim Gailey.
Yeah, DeCenza is a full 1.4 seconds back.
Markson in 12th. Don the Dog Palmer in 15. You know, obviously, we've talked many times, this is not one of his favorite tracks, but he's doing what he needs to do to keep the car clean and try to get a good finish.
Yeah, he runs all right here. I don't know what he's talking about, not one of his favorite tracks. He says that about them all, and he goes and surprises you. I think he likes to manage the expectations game there. Meanwhile,
well, this is
Will
pro
Farmer
sim racing against the best, so I mean, he's out here competing.
Will Farmer has fallen into the clutches of Bill Yarborough here. 54 Realtree machine is looking to make some moves on McQueen.
Chambers fighting back again up to P9 and taking a look at, we got a great battle here with 007. Take the shot. Take the shot.
C54 completes the pass on the 95. And we'll go back to the aforementioned battle of the 007 and the 10.
10 is all over, Mr. Bond, James Bond. That's going to try to get Ken Hansen back in this. I think Ken lost a little rhythm there and track position, and that hurts. It's just an accordion. You got to be in that top 5 to have a chance at a podium finish this league. Dog's still running tough, as we know. Paralyzed from the waist down, constantly battling with health problems. Works his whole focus into making these races and being the best he can be. And this takes definite stamina when you have all your limbs, let alone in this situation he's in, and you're seeing good, focused, hard racing here.
Yeah, Dog uses the same wheel that I do, basically. But TSW, the company that made our wheels, Thomas Super Wheel, they made a hand control setup for him. Custom job at the time, but now you can actually order it on the Thomas website. Well, it's called the TSW Easy.
That'd be good, like for a lot of these guys that are love racing, get an opportunity to be able to compete and get out there and enjoy it and have fun. Dog looks forward to this stuff so much. He's told me many times, if it wasn't for FSB Racing, I might not be alive right now. And that's a tribute to the whole deal. Makes me feel
Rick
warm.
Sconner barely gets around Chet Barker. Now we're going to go 3 wide off the corner as 007 and the 10 get around the 31 once again. Brad Otto now 7 laps down, but still fighting.
Sends it down about a 10th a lap. And this lap, he actually makes a little bit of time.
Ooh, Dan goes sideways, giving up. He's just bleeding positions now. Ken Hansen in the 9, 43 of Bob Dixon looking low. Rick Biscona wants a piece of this.
all these guys losing pace. The question is how you're going to handle it.
Yeah, we lose less than a you lose less than a half second of lap time over a full tire run here. The issue is just making that right front last in terms of not blowing out before you need fuel. Oh, Dan is just he's having a hard time getting his rhythm back.
Oh, and he scrapes against the wall as the leader comes up to lap him.
He's just lost his rhythm. Bristol's very much a rhythm track, and you get out of it for one lap, it could take you 5 to get it back.
Or never again.
Or never again. If you got cars eating you alive like this.
His tire temp's got to be bad, and he is probably, get a rhythm when you get the blues. A lot of these guys are like, man, I don't want to get lapped. I'm like in the top 10. But here comes that leader. Ken Shea is on rails. The vintage Ken Shea, we know, even better than the vintage. Ken Shea was, always fast. But now he's a chiseled veteran, calm, and when he shows up, every time he shows up for an FSV race, he can win it. Road course, and he takes a look down low on Dan here.
I'm sure Ken would be thrilled to hear that you called him a chiseled veteran, but I believe you were looking for the word grizzled.
And chiseled, too.
I don't know what he looks like. I've never seen a picture. I know I sure as hell ain't chiseled. I don't think many of us sim racers are.
I am, so.
You're getting rung up twice for that.
I'm a big boy. I'm a tile setter, man. You have to be. You can't run around and do what I do. But
Hey,
I'm
you see that
56
pic
years old, so I'm getting pretty tired, I'm getting pretty tired.
You see that pic I stuck in your timeline? Someone put tile down upside down.
Yeah, I've seen that before. That's hilarious,
Like, how incompetent do you have to be to pull that one off? Mark DeSenza, meanwhile, has closed the gap during all this traffic. I said on the lead-in that handling traffic is going to be key, and it looks like DeRocket is getting through them like a hot knife through butter, and Ken Shea is struggling. And sometimes that's how it goes. The cars, like you said, they'll be fighting to stay on the lead lap, but once they are a lap down, they'll let second and third place go. And unless your name is Ryan Newman.
I've raced against Mark DeSenza for probably 12 years. Well, I haven't raced lately, but Ken Shea down low and a little bit of contact with Ryan Johnson. Ryan's just holding on to that thing with 2 hands. That thing is beat up. He's not trying to get in the way. He just can barely keep contact. The car on the track. Racing against the 3 back in the day, he was always fast, but tire wear. The evolution and his skills, multiple championships, he's got the whole deal now. And this is really the Mark DeSenza we remember from the last 3 years.
Yeah, Mark DeSenza, I've said it before, and we've seen it on our broadcasts. His Achilles heel has always been, and probably always will be, those pit stops. And we're fixing to have some green flag stops in this race. This has got a very green flag feel to it. But yeah, Ryan Johnson, like I said, as I was saying about trying to stay on the lead lap, he's got that beat-up car, but it's still handling just fine. And there he is, 10th place, just now giving up the lead lap at the halfway point.
Case Ken with some free track stepped it up a bit there. 669 and DeSenza 802, so. Ken's being very cautious, even though there was still some stuff that were pretty close calls there. Car's trying to hang on it with 2 hands.
Yeah, that little love tap to the 59. That's just short track, and that's no harm, no foul.
Bristol.
Yeah, I'm sure that's already off of Ryan's radar. He's not worried about that. He's just trying to keep that car going, trying to bring it home for a top 10.
The veteran Mark saw what he did. Now he's backing off again, trying to conserve. These drivers also have to figure out what, are we going to pick green or are we just going to run it out mono on mono until then we have...
I would run it out if I were them. I mean, you only lose about a half second of lap time.
And you're still going to have a long time to, on those last set of tires, your final fuel stop.
You only lose a half second of lap time over a run. Meanwhile, if you pit, you're going several laps down. If I'm Ken Shea especially, I don't risk that. I stay out there as long as I can. Or out of tire, because you can wear the right front out to red before you run out of gas here.
You can,
even if your lap times are only falling off that half second.
And a blown right front ends you up in the wall. And it's concrete. They don't have any safer barriers on this. Good thing it's not real.
This is the 2003 version. Yep, no safer yet.
But your car is going to suffer. Multiple lap cars in front of Mark DeCincinelli.
We'll take it back to Bill Yarbrough, has put a little bit of distance back to Will Farmer, but not a whole lot. The 54 of Bill Yarbrough, the 95 Will Farmer, the 124 of Rick Castle, all running that tight little group there. Great run for Will Farmer, though, sitting inside the top 5 with this crowd of hot shoes at a tough track.
This is definitely what he needed and what he's capable of. And just little mistakes here and there or bad luck. But we know that just barely getting his real driver's license, I think.
Yes, sir. Excuse me. Yeah, he just turned 17 on the 4th of July. And here in New Jersey, that's your driving age. That's your restricted license nowadays. When I turned 17, that was your full license. Your license was your license. But now at 17, you get the restricted one, and 18, the full license. I think. I could be wrong. I don't know. We can ask him if he gets that podium.
Gordon McGregor up to 6th here. What a battle for the 30 car. Has been fighting and lost track position and has worked his way back up. Taking a look at Rick Castle here in the Crown Royal car.
Oh yeah, there you go, Jordan. Yeah, Jordan McGregor. I didn't mention in that group, that 4-car group from third back.
Who the heck hit me?
That's the sanitized version.
Yes.
You know, Slim Jim Gately just outside this group too. Hasn't moved up like we expected him to.
I'm gonna knock him out. I'm gonna destroy him.
So you think of the fighter when you see McGregor? I think of Ewan McGregor. I think Obi-Wan. You know.
Absolutely. Go and find him. I'm going to have a drink. Oh, we got some gaggles here. Will Farmer over the back of Bill Yarbrough. Might have been a little touch there on the back straight.
Yeah, as they get to the lap traffic of Bob Dixon there. Everybody settles in. Bob lets the 124 go. Yeah, as hard as it is to drive this place normally, one of the other hard things to do here is get out of the way, because there's just no place for you to go, even if you are trying to let someone go.
Yeah, it takes skills to do that.
Yeah, you gotta be watching your mirror and the track constantly. They come up on you in a big hurry.
Here comes Slim Jim Gately, tries to go wide on Bob Dixon, can't make the pass.
Yeah, and again, this lap traffic finally helped Slim Jim close the gap to this group.
A little smoke there as he gets side by side by Bob Dixon. STP the racer.
Meanwhile, look in front of Ken Shea here.
USCPA
He's got the 10 car of Dennis Chambers. He's got Milty's pick in his sights.
Dennis does not want to go a lap down. He knows if he can get some better track position, get a break here, he can battle for a podium finish.
But 10's just going to move up and let him go.
Dude, I've raced kids at 91 for years, man. That's an iconic, one of the best that's ever raced here, especially at this track, and he's proven it. Putting a whooping on these guys right now. Not even close.
Oh, he crushed my dreams at Gateway and IRP, I think, in the truck series. I had that 91 truck I painted, for crying out loud. You know, I didn't do this car, but I did his truck. And I just couldn't catch him. I'll get that short track win one of these days.
Yeah, that's the way I always felt, you know, until I finally got one.
The only short track I've ever won on was Bristol. And here comes Ken Shea in the 91 car to pit road, followed by the 3 of Mark DeSenza.
The 3 right in.
That's something Dennis Chambers really wanted to see. Oh, 23 is on pit road already, along with the 43. This should cycle the lead to Bill Yarborough.
A long way, but they can make it from here.
Bill Yarborough hitting pit road now with the 95 of Will Farmer following him.
Dog pitting.
So we'll follow Rick Castle on the 124. He is now your leader, having stayed out. Oh no, now 124 is hitting pit road. Everybody on the lead lap has hit pit road now.
Flip Jim Gately out first. What the heck did he do? Ahead of...
Well, he was on pit road already when the 91 hit. Yeah.
Okay.
I think what happened there was he was the last car on the lead lap, and I think he threw up the pit sign first, and everyone just followed him in.
Poor dog exiting his pit stall 35 miles an hour. U.S. Air Force. Work like a dog for me.
Well, we talked about
spirit there.
We talked about the pitting.
He'll be pissed at me. He'll be texting me later.
Oh, I'm sure I'll get a lengthy email about it. We talked about the importance of pitting and how that's been the Achilles heel of the 3 car. Well, he pitted right behind Ken Shea, and look at that. Ken just yarded him on that stop. He is like half a track ahead.
Staying out late. Course. Face the clear water.
Yeah, Ken Hansen's listed 11th, 2 laps down right now. Dennis Chambers is shown as your leader up a lap. Is this accurate?
That's gonna cycle through.
It is. I thought I saw Dennis Chambers hit pit road though.
Yeah, see nothing on the scanner.
Oh, you know what? No, Dennis Chambers was just ahead of the 91 when 91 pitted. That's what I was thinking. That's why I saw him. So he was just about to go a lap down.
He's doing exactly what he needs to do.
He got the reprieve.
Needs to hope he gets a caution here.
Yeah, if he catches the caution, he goes right from being about to go a lap down to in the catbird seat. Because then him and Ken Shea will be on a lap of their own should he catch a caution right now. But he needs it in the next few laps.
Mark DeSenza lost a huge gap to the 91. Will be our eventual leader. Ken Shea crushes it.
That's what I was saying, man. You know, Ken Shea crushed the pit stop, and Mark just struggled. Deal. I don't know if Mark overshot his pit box or just had a slower entry and exit.
Time off.
Ken Shea gets into the 59 again.
caution.
No caution, but Ken's going to have to count that one, I think.
Yeah, he didn't want that to happen. I think he was expecting a little more room, and once again, like you said, there's not much room. So
there's not a lot of room to give, and
he kept it as low as he could. But like you said, you still got to count that.
And here he comes, and he unlaps himself around the 10 car. So that'll put him back on the lead lap and in second place. And here comes Dennis Chambers now. Dennis Chambers hits pit road.
An incident, so I don't know exactly what the rules, but as far as I know, if it does not cause an incident, it's not considered.
Well, if you cause damage or loss of position for another car, you got to technically count it.
Okay. I think Ryan would have probably said, "Man, Ryan was already committed to the corner, so, and so was Ken, so." That's Bristol. Even when you're trying like heck not to get on somebody, you got a huge lead, you get on them, you know.
So we're following in the inset there, the 10 car on pit road. And as we watch, Ken Shea has fully reclaimed the lead.
Trying to lap Nevin, the great Slim Jim Gately. And Slim obviously doesn't want that to happen, so. I don't know if he can stop it. The 91 is just brutally fast.
2 seconds up on Mark DeCenza after all that cycles through. Oh, 68's around on the front stretch. 109 along next to him.
It's what Chambers wants.
No, he doesn't, because he's going to be trapped down a lap now.
Chambers already pit, so
and no caution, no caution. Yeah, Chambers loses that lap back. He did what he had to do. He stayed out as long as he could. But it did not work out for him. He's back out there. The first car, actually 2 laps down, I'm showing on the ticker. It has about a 10-second delay.
And the 91 makes easy work of Slim Jim Gately. Shows you the dominance of the 91 car.
Yeah,
tonight.
No caution for whatever happened with Chet Barkin and the 109 of Rick Bisconner.
Of Barkin down pit road.
Ken Shea is just putting on an absolute clinic. He has lapped Slim Jim Gately's 23 machine. He's put Mark DeCenza almost a full second further back from the last time we mentioned it.
I mean, I can't even believe we're saying that.
Yeah.
Because of what Slim Jim Gately can do at this track. It shows.
Jordan McGregor is right in his sights, along with the 124 of Rick Castle. When this is all over with, first and second are going to be the only cars left on the lead lap if this pace holds, because Billy Yarborough will be next after Ken deals with these two. And we still got 50 to go here.
Typically, at this track, a lot of stuff can happen this last 50 laps, so stay tuned, folks. If this thing goes passively into the night, I will be really surprised.
Speaking of Billy Yarborough, he just smashed the wall in the front stretch.
Gets loose behind the 109. Following like he is and trying to catch up, it's like weight just getting on top of you and then not catching the lap cars as good as the leader does.
He's now 3.5 seconds back.
Just more weight on top of you. And that's Bristol. It goes away and you just don't know. You're like, man, I was so good that last run. What happened? The focus and smoothness and rhythm that it takes to win is hard to replicate. That's why a race like this is so hard to win. But we got a short track back on the schedule here for Friday nights. And these guys are proving and showing that it's, it's not a wreck fest. It's pro drivers, and they're handling it well and racing hard and clean all throughout the field.
Yeah, Bristol can go one of two ways when you run it in a big field. It can be a wreck fest, where everybody can be scared so witless that you end up with long green flag runs like this.
And the 59, Ryan Johnson, still in P8 with that. Look at that back end. It's just all pushed in. Shout out to him for still being able to manage that car. This is one of those tracks where a little bit of more looseness, you might be able to handle it. If it was a super speedway or a high-speed track, he'd be gone.
Yeah, there's a close-up look of there's a close-up look of what's left of that number 59 Buick.
He done pushed in right there.
Yeah, that's ugly. That's what that is. That's ugly.
That's ugly.
Got Enterprise Rent-A-Car on the back, but I don't want to be renting that one. Yeah, he's soldiering on. That's what you do, man.
How about Chet Barkin in the STP number 68, my dad's old Trans Am number back in the day. Car is clean. He's still fighting.
Well, he's been around several times. I'd be surprised if he doesn't have some kind of damage, but he's hanging on.
Clean.
He's 10 laps down there in 16th spot.
That Richard Petty tribute Pontiac there.
Yeah, that's the Richard Petty number 200 win scheme, the one he won Daytona Firecracker 400, 1984.
John Doucette trying to. He's at 15th, so Chet must be a lap down from him.
Yeah, John Doucette's 7 laps down, and Chet Barkin's 10 down. So Doucette's got 3 laps on Barkin right now. Then it's another 2 laps to Dog in the 108.
Pops in 9th has got these gaggle of cars, 4th, 5th. And then Dennis Chambers in 10th, who lost a ton of spots there. How about that 30 car? Gordon McGregor.
Yeah, this is a big old, like you said, a gaggle of cars.
And he's battling. This is one of the best. Rick Castle is just killing it here. And still looking at a possible podium finish. Definitely P4 right now. But he's got a mirror full of the 30 car here. And a fast Pops who wants to try to get his lap back. In my experience, Pops, when he's dialed in, he's not going to get out the way when he's as fast as you. So they're going to have to move him there.
Meanwhile, you got Ken Shea here just very patiently hanging in the back of this pack, looking for his window of opportunity.
Yeah, he's got a lead, and he realizes these guys are fighting for position, and Pops is not going to give that spot up, so he can't dive it in there because these guys are trying to look at each other. But he's also got to be watching.
Oh, got another. Chet Barkin's around on the front stretch again. 54.
And the leader misses it. Great job by Ken Shea to kick it down low. Their car up against the wall. There's some guys that are still on the lead lap that are very happy right now.
Well, we mentioned it. Chet Barkin's having a tough time out there, and there he is coming off the corner. He gets hooked with the 54.
Third yellow.
So that sends 54 up the track, and that just clogged things up.
Bill Yarbrough. Oh, man, he's not going to be happy about that.
Chet Barkin retires from there. That puts Yarbrough a lap down. But he might be the lucky dog. No, he's not going to be the lucky dog because he was involved.
Bill has not had good luck, and he's not been happy with it, Can't really blame him.
It's just amazing he didn't get creamed by the 31 and other cars coming through there.
If we can get a word with John the Dog Palmer, I'll see if he wants to come up for a sec.
Alright, while you do that, I'm going to take a quick break. Meanwhile, we got the camera on Ken Shea as he pits with Mark DeSenza on their own lap here. And we're going to reset this thing and get going with about 25 to go.
Okay, we got John the Dog Palmer there fighting for 15th. A couple fans, Lori and Antonio, checking out the broadcast. Want to throw a shout out there, dog?
Yeah, hello, Lori and Antonio. Love you.
Definitely family watching. How's your race going? I mean, it's tough, man. You've been battling, and car's still pretty clean.
No damage. I'll tell you one thing, it's hideous out here.
That's a good word we haven't come up with yet there. So
It's pretty rough.
Still got a shot at the top 10 here, so keep on battling, bro.
Try my best. It's intense. It gets your heartbeat going, and I'll tell you, this place is something else.
Absolutely. All right, bud. I'll drag you back down and let you get back to what you got to do.
All right, having fun out here. I tell you what, this is great league, great broadcasters. Everything's just cool, man.
Right on, buddy. Good luck.
See ya.
There's your Black Hat boss. They're owner operator of Black Hat Racing, and they're in a battle here. My buddy there, John the Dog Palmer. I'm gonna step away here and get me a cold Budweiser. In fact, 2 or 3 of them here before the end of the race here, because this is gonna be good.
Green flag back in the air as I sit down just in time. Ken Shea leads them back with Mark DeSenza. Rick Castle, Jordan McGregor, Bill Yarbrough maintains that lead lap position despite being involved in the yellow. Yeah, so there is the 54 car working on Rick Castle and Jordan McGregor. Coming up on 25 to go here.
Okay, and we're back again. They've already restarted here. Sorry about that, but we had to do a little, hit the little green porta potty there and get us a cold Budweiser. Some action on the track already. Bob Dixon was on the apron. Thank you, Barrett.
I'm not sure what that was about, but no harm, no foul, apparently. 95 car Will Farmer has retired. I don't know what happened there.
He might have been in that deal with Bill Yarbrough.
No, he wasn't. Sure. Nobody hit him after he went around.
A couple guys out mysteriously. Isaac Johnson also. There are stuff that goes on behind the scenes as far as different things throughout. You never really know what's going to happen, and as far as driver stuff, it's handled by the administration, and it's a private thing. And but there could be other things. Could be the power went out. Could be, a girlfriend showed up. You never know. Real life.
Well, for Isaac's sake, I hope that's what that was. The second thing.
Yeah, or sometimes, if you've had a little bit of contact, you could get a one and done, which I've actually had before. Or if you get one, you're done. If you've gotten into cars a few times, but it's very, it's very well run, and it always has been. The model was built by Jim Ray and Sam and you and all the other admins carried that on, and it's a respectful place to race, and you're accountable for your actions, that's for sure. But we don't know anything. So,
well, meanwhile, Ken Shea continues to just be untouchable for Mark DeSenza. Mark's trying everything but the kitchen sink, and he just can't get to that bumper. Meanwhile, the 30 of Jordan McGregor is working on the 124 of Rick Castle, who is just having the run of the season for him right now.
Absolutely.
Dan Irvine checking in again in the chat. Good to see you, Dan.
Those first two cars, especially the 91, is just brutally great on everything. Restarts, pit stops, pace, traffic. He's just managing this race. Well, the 30 of Jordan McGregor really wants to get by. Castle is running a great line. We're trying to set it. Jordan's trying to set him up, coming out of these corners and get an over and under, or get side by side on the straightaway.
That's how you have to do it. You have to make that run, get a fender in there before the corner, and get him out of his line. The bump and run, like you see in real Bristol, that doesn't work so well online. It usually sends the car flying.
With the physics and the model that this league uses, it's a little bit easier, but it's still very, very difficult. It's just not the same. 10 to go here, and it's all about the 91 of Ken Shea.
Dennis Chambers struggling back there, 2 laps down in the 7 car. I see him giving up some track position there. Maybe even a spot in full to Ken Hansen's down a lap from him. Never mind. But yeah, not the night that the 10 car was looking for.
Jordan and Rick Castle.
Yeah, that's your battle on the track. As 91 is checked out.
And this year, and Billy Yarbrough still 5th after getting in that contact. Didn't lose a whole lot there, so.
Yeah, he was still the last car on the lead lap anyway. So just come in and get the damage fixed. No big deal.
Doris's Slims run a heck of a race here, trudging through. Just not the pace we've seen from that 23 car, but still a fine race for Slim. And he's not done yet, as Chambers is still trying to get that spot. We got battles for 6th and 7th. We got battles for 4th and 5th. And Yarbrough's coming up on him. P5.
Yeah, Yarbrough's joining this battle.
I don't think he got any damage there, so Bill knows how to turn
it on. 30 blinked out.
And he did blink out.
He's back.
In that connection.
We're coming up on 3 to go here.
First place is pretty much solid so far. This is your race. Ken Shea just yarding the field here.
He's pulled away to a full 1.2 second lead over Mark DeSenza. Just untouchable.
I am not surprised. But for him to pull it out of the bag here, it's not really pulling it out of the bag. He's been back at it and in rhythm. And he's just what he do. And the 30 is all over. That's 124. And he does not get it.
Checkered flag in the air for the 91. Ken Shea just dominates this one.
What a great race, though. Great battle there. Great clean racing by the 10. Struggled, could have been frustrated. Didn't put a fender on the 124. What a great run and podium run for Rick Castle. And, of course, you're dominating. 91. Get some. Burn that rubber off, son.
That's not Ken's style. He's just going to take it down pit road and
No, he don't.
park it
That's
in the
right.
box.
That's right. And the 3, what a great run for him. This has got to really start to get his confidence back after some time off here. Sure, he'll be looking to fire off and win another championship. Absolutely. Sponsored by Farmer Brothers Contracting.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate all our sponsors and admins and everybody here.
Trophies for these guys. I love trophies. I still got all these trophies, and definitely if it wasn't for somebody putting up the money to do that.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I've been fortunate enough to receive some of those too. Never got that in my old sim racing life, so it's a pretty cool thing we got here at FSB. And, but meanwhile tonight, taking home the virtual hardware. Ken Shea, Skiji, says Sam Young there in the chat. And yeah, Ken Shea just a dominating run. You see 101.227 average speed. Only 3 or 4 cautions on the night. But he was just there, flag to flag. Just gave up the lead during pit stops. That's it. Mark DeSenza, the Rocket, just couldn't reel him in, but a strong second place run for the 3-car. Rick Castle, gotta be feeling great about a podium run in this crowd at this track. Fantastic run for the 124. Jordan McGregor makes his return in the 30 car. Puts those Rusty Wallace colors.
Fantastic run. Earned my respect. Clean
Absolutely.
And battled. Even when things were against him, showed some clean skill right there.
Yeah, 4th spot for Jordan McGregor in the 30. Billy Arbor on the 54, bounces back from that late caution. Keeps it in the 5th spot. Slim Jim Gately, your last car on the lead lap. Soldiers on to a 6th place finish. Dennis Chambers, just not the night he was looking for. Trying to back up that chicken run finish and the other finishes he's had on Friday. But still a top 10. So 7th spot for the 10 car.
Tells you how hard it is.
Pops Margison, 8th spot in the 99. Ryan Johnson.
From the old man.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson with a beat to death car brings it home 9th.
That thing was a crushed beer can.
Yeah, it was. It was crushed beer can for sure. Rick Bisconner, Ken Hansen, speaking of beer cans, in the 9 car rounds out your top 10. Then Rick Bisconner, John the Dog Palmer, Bob Dixon, John Doucette, and your last car running, Brad Otto, 12 laps down, 15th spot. Will Farmer, your last retiree there in 16th spot. Chet Barkin. Oh, now it's cut away on me. But yeah, and then there's
last week, next for the championship, pretty much not in doubt, but our last broadcast of the season next week. Then 4 weeks off until we start fall season 35.
Yeah, championship is it's a no-doubter. It's going to be Isaac Johnson. And but we're going to wrap it up at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's going to be season 34's final race, and then we'll have our month-long off-season Team Concept Racing, the Super Speedway special events. I'll be running that on Tuesday nights, doing that same drive and stream like you saw with me from Darlington. We haven't made up the teams yet, but I will be captaining Team Blue once again. We're going to be running 1998 cars, just like we're going to be doing in this series next season. So that should be fun. Look for a blue Pontiac 401.
Well, you need to help me get that all hooked up there, bud.
It's just another mod, man. You just unzip it to your series folder.
Yeah, I think I remember.
Okay. Well, why don't you go grab our podium finishers here, and I'll get set up for the post-race show.
Yep.
All right, welcome everybody to the FSB Racing Live post-race show. Thanks for joining us all night tonight, guys. Good crowd there on YouTube. Sam Young checking in. Laurie Aguirre cheering on her Uncle Dog. Oh, Barrett, you've been to Bristol. I'm kind of jealous. I wish I'd gotten there, especially before they ruined it. Before they put that stupid second groove in. Everybody's up in the high line, putting gunk on the track to try and make it better. Give me old Bristol back. That's one thing I'll agree with some of the naysayers. Yeah, saying that they ruined in NASCAR. But yeah, great race tonight. Dominating run by Ken Shea, but there was still excitement all around the track. You see once again your points there up on the screen. Ken Hansen, 28 back coming into the night. I don't know if that's updated or not. Let's see if that refreshes on a re-click there. Meanwhile, Milty's down there grabbing our top 3 finishers. You see Rick Castle's also third in the points, so he's been sneaky fast all season long there, hanging out. Just 31 back. Yeah, a strong run tonight. Definitely puts an exclamation on that season. On that effort. All right, Milty's gathered up our podium finishers here. Oh, all except one. Did you get Rick yet?
He was gonna get up here on his own, but I'll drag him up.
Yeah, go get his butt.
There you go.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I couldn't
All
get up
right.
there for some reason.
Rick, great run, man. Very quiet all night long, and then there when it counted for the podium in the 3rd spot. Tell us about your run tonight, man.
Yeah. Well, managed to somehow keep the car clean all night. Avoided those, I think we only had 2 cautions there, but I managed to avoid getting in any trouble with them. And, I just felt like I got in the rhythm for getting around this place. It takes a few laps to get it, but I was able to, figure it out there and not overdrive it, and just took care of the car.
Yeah, that is the key. This is definitely a track you got to let come to you. So, yeah, great run all season. You've been very quietly there all season long, as I see.
Absolutely.
The points are updated. What you see on the screen now, that's the current points. Series admin Ryan Johnson has uploaded tonight's export.
P3
yeah, he's 3 points back of Ken Hansen there for 2nd spot, solidly in your top 3 with 11 points over Rick Bisconner going into the last race at Indianapolis next week. How are you feeling about Indy? How's that been for you historically? You might have a chance to steal 2nd here.
Yeah, it's a possibility there. I'm at least decent. Probably can hold my own there. I don't know if I'm a top car, but you never know. I'll be trying my best. That's for sure.
Well,
so a lot of quality. The quality of drivers here is excellent, and you really gotta be on your game.
Just keep the right side on it and keep that draft, and good luck, man. And again, great job at a tough track tonight at Bristol, and of course all season long. Thanks again, Rick Castle, our 2nd place finisher there.
Congratulations to Ken there on the win, and good job.
And you had the battle in that 2nd group. At the end, you had Jordan all over you there, and
yes,
there were the halves, and that was P1 and P2, especially Ken. They were pretty much out of the atmosphere, but that 2nd group, you were in that battle all night, battling somebody for top 5, and then at the end, you were able to hold off charging Jordan. That's got to.
Yeah,
that was some great racing there, and you defended well, and you didn't, you didn't put a wheel off. That was a fantastic run. Bro.
Yeah, as Ryan would say, they were breathing the clam sauce on you.
Absolutely.
And congratulations to Mark too on the 2nd place spot.
Yeah, Mark DeRocket descends there, the 3 car. Man, you were fast all night, but what more did you need to catch that Super B in front of you?
Well, first of all, congrats to Ken. Good win. Good job, Rick.
Thanks.
Nothing. He was just better. I didn't have nothing for him. I had probably top 3, top 5 car, but some of the other guys had a little bit of issues tonight. But no, I had nothing. He was just better than me, and that's all I could do. I ran the best I could run. That was it.
Looked like you lost a little ground on the green flag pit stop. Did you have a little trouble getting in, or miss your box or something?
No, just getting in the stall. There's a car there and you got to cut it in. I just pit stall. You don't have a lot of room there. So
right.
Well, you must have been happy to see that last caution flag. Did you try something a little different to try and get a little extra?
No, I just was. I would have rather been in front of him.
Wouldn't we all?
But
had the clean air.
No, but even then, I mean, he probably could have got by me anyway, or I would have held him up. He could have went by me probably at any time. But no, he was just better. That's all there is to it. And I ran the best I could run, and that's it.
Well, still a solid run. Solid run tonight there.
It's got to feel good. Get back on the horse and actually get in that top 3 multiple championships the last 3 years, and it looks like you're getting, starting to get that Mark DeCinza feel again, where you're definitely getting the speed and qualifying well and getting where you need to be and executing. You just had that guy in that Bumblebee car tonight, Ken Shea. Wow, just that's an old that that's a vintage domination. That's a Ken Shea. When you show up, you're like, oh.
Yeah, that was a pants down spanking there, Ken.
Absolutely.
First of all, was that car legal? Did you get a little extra motor in that or something?
Check that thing.
Yeah, we're gonna tear that thing down. Roof rail to the bottom of the tires. Okay. Great run there, Ken. Man, what more can you say about that? You just pretty much dominated that one. What was your approach to the track and the race and the strategy tonight?
Go fast. I don't know.
Fast,
It's so fun to race in this series and in this league. I mean, people give you room. They do what they race you clean. They do everything. And I was so worried Mark was laying back there and he saw that bunch of the lap cars up there and he's catching up. I'm like, he was saving it. I'm in big trouble.
Before that caution there, all of a sudden he made a move on you and got a couple seconds back and got to you. But I was feeling like
it just rattled in his cage. He was better.
Well, and he had to work a little bit to do that, and I think you were being very cautious. And then right before the green flag stop, just pulled out like 2 or 3 laps there. You just yarded him by a couple tenths those last 2 laps, and then crushed that pit stop. It was.
Well, I didn't think it was me gaining. I thought it was him letting up.
It looked like every time he got into the traffic that Ken gave up a little bit of the lead.
And he had a lead, and he just, like the veteran he is, he just did exactly. And then once he got past the lap car, and you both did, then he just yarded you, which is pretty hard to yard the 3 car.
Absolutely. So great run, Ken. You gonna make next week to wrap up the season?
I'm gonna try. Good run, Mark, and good luck, Rick.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to that one. It's more my style track.
we got to get you out here for a full season, Ken. Give these guys a run for their money.
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe this winter season I can do it.
Awesome. Make it happen, dude. Come on. We're pulling for you. We're pulling for you. We want to see
Every
Skiji out
time
there.
the 91 shows up, you better bring your cameras out, because
he'll definitely have a shot to finish second in points.
Yeah, tell you what, Ken, we're going. Oh, shade has been thrown.
I'm trying to get him here. That's all.
Ken, I've got the Dodge template for the 98 mod, so you're good to go for the winter season. Let's make it happen, man.
Who's gonna paint that for me?
I can do that.
It's real simple. It's just yellow.
Yeah, exactly. I can do a Super B Avenger for you. Goes on the Chevy body.
It's just win.
Cool,
That's just win, baby.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, everybody, for joining us up here. Again, your podium finishers, Rick Castle, Mark DeCenza, and Ken Shea, your race winner. Thanks, everybody, for joining us out there in YouTube land. Thanks for checking in the chat and rooting for your favorite drivers.
Thanks to you, Shawn. Milt, also.
Thank you, sir.
Doing a great job.
Thanks, as always, our series sponsor, Farmer Brothers Contracting. Bill Farmer putting up the hardware for this season. And, of course, your series admin, Ryan Johnson, league promoter, Sam Young. And, of course, I think my partner, Milt Winter Jr. Couldn't do this without you, buddy. And
hey, wish me luck. I'm running the 24 hours of Spa tomorrow. I got to get
luck,
up early.
Milt's going to go get lost in Belgium for 24 hours.
Oh, my gosh. I'm scared to death. Wish me luck.
Yeah, good
Check
luck,
it
buddy.
out on Facebook. I'll be posting stuff on Facebook if I survive the first stint.
All right, so for Milt Minter and all of FSB Racing Live, I'm Shawn Reap saying good night, everybody. Thanks for joining.